Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Bravado. You may know me, but if you don't, my name is Bobby Munson, bringing you all of my favorite conversations when it comes to the topics of pop culture. That is music, movies, and television. Giving you my review on all the things that I love the best. And I got a couple coming at you this very weekend. That's right, two big album releases from two incredible bands that I've been looking forward to hearing for quite some time. We had a long hiatus with the one, but the one we're going to talk about first, not a long hiatus, but obviously one that we all had questions about whether or not these guys were going to make a comeback. Considering all the loss that they've had recently, we are talking about the Foo Fighters. And yes, first of all, Taylor Hawkins, we do hope that you're resting well. Rock on forever, brother. Unfortunately, one of the greatest pieces of the Foo Fighters always was Taylor Hawkins joining the band at the tour side of the second release, The Color and the Shape, although he was not the one on the recording sessions itself. Kind of took place after that, and then made his debut with the band officially on the band's third record. So he's been there for quite some time, been a staple, been a great part of this band. How was it going to turn out if the band decided that they were going to go and continue on, which they have decided to do? What would the sound be? What would we get from this new version of the Foo Fighters? So a little bit of information first. Dave Grohl is the one who did the drumming on tracks on this album. So Dave is back on the drum kit for this particular one, but they do have a new drummer moving forward for the touring side of things. We'll see how things pan out if that ends up being a more permanent staple in the group after all of that. But here we are. That is the name of the latest release from the Foo Fighters. This is a brand new album that features 10 tracks, and I've had an opportunity to listen to most of this a couple of times through. There was some tracks that released a little bit early, and in some ways, almost unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because these tracks are better listened to collectively from front to back with this particular album. This album is very emotional, heartfelt. It is a clear dedication not only to their fallen drummer Taylor Hawkins, but also to Dave Grohl's mother, who he also lost in this process. This album basically goes through all the stages of grief and loss throughout it, and makes you really start to feel what Dave is thinking, what the band is thinking, how they felt during this time. Each track is very, very unique in a certain way as well, too. We get a blend of almost what is the best of all of the Foo Fighters throughout this entire record. Whether it be your jam might be something a little bit on the more upbeat side, whether it be on the slower side, maybe it's a little bit something different, because they did give us a little something different on this. Foo Fighters tracks relatively aren't extremely long in nature, not very, very long tracks anyway. But on this one, they dropped a track on here that brings in at 10 minutes and 5 seconds. This track, called The Teacher, is a thing of absolute brilliance. It is a great, fantastic touch on this already fantastic record. I can't say enough good about it. I know I've been really, really high on the recent release from Sleep Token, which has been spinning nonstop since it came out, but with two new albums out this weekend, see, even the cat's excited about it. That's how good this thing is. So we're gonna have to get her in here so she stops crying throughout the review. But yes, the Foo Fighters, here we are now. Let's go through the track listing here. For right off the start, we got Rescued, which I believe was the first track that the band dropped from this particular record. We have then got Under You, Hearing Voices, and then we got the title track, But Here We Are, The Glass, Nothing at All, Show Me How, Beyond, The Teacher, and then Rest. Rest is the really like the slower side of things, more acoustically, more personal side of things. The Teacher, obviously, the 10-minute long song, it's kind of got a little bit of blend of all things, but I'm telling you, there is stuff on this record that kind of pays homage to all the records of the Foo Fighters, including thinking about kind of like the poppy alternative sound, and then the rock blendings, and the very powerful, emotional, gripping, softer side of the Foo Fighters as well, too. This thing is great. Now, I've been a Foo Fighters fan from the very beginning, and I will say that, is it in my top albums? No, it's definitely no color and the shape, it's definitely No Wasting Light, which I consider to be the top two of the Foo Fighters' entire catalog so far. But I would say give it some more time listening to it, and this one is going to rank up there. It's definitely going to be a standout over some of the releases. Most out, like for sure, there is some stuff on here that is going to slay and people are going to enjoy for years to come. This is going to become a very good catalog of stuff that will be played in a live setting. And I can only imagine the emotion that's going to come to it when they play some of these songs in a live setting and you're seeing those videos of Taylor up there. And, it's really going to hit home that no, he's no longer here with us. And, we unfortunately lost one of the best rock drummers in history at a very, very early age. And it's very sad to be saying that. So, yes, but here we are. As the name of the album, The Foo Fighters is the name of the band, and they hit this one out of the park. Highly recommend it. You should definitely check this one out. But if you have checked it out, or if you're going to check it out, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. What are your favorite Foo Fighters albums? I'd like to know that as well, too. List them for me down below. Let's get that conversation going, because that's what we're all about here. And if you haven't done so already, hit the like button. Give us a subscribe here on YouTube. Follows are enjoyed over on the Twitch side of things. You can find all sorts of great content here from our local establishment and the many, many contributors that we have here bringing you content daily here on YouTube. So thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Bravado. I'm Bobby Munson, and I will see you very shortly.